Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And we are back with our friend, Tima Dajani, here to talk about, well, how she can help you in the world of energy healing and Reiki as a Reiki master, as a mom, as a great person. She's here today to talk about how she can help you and help you better yourself. Perfect. Just in time for the holidays. Welcome back,
Yeah,
Tima.
exactly. Nice to see you, Jill.
You too. How's everything?
Great. Fine. Thanks. Everything's good. Good. Yeah, getting closer to Christmas, to the
I know.
holidays.
How are the kids? Are they
Yeah.
excited?
Oh, super excited. Of course.
They may
Yeah.
not believe in Santa anymore, do they?
Not really, but yeah, they still believe in the magic and the presents. So
Good. Well, please say hello and tell us a little bit about
Thank you.
yourself for those that may not know you yet.
Yeah, so my name is Tima and I'm a Reiki Master Teacher. Been doing this for about 25 years, so long time. And I'm here to help people. Love helping people. Love hearing people's stories. Love hearing, about problems, successes, anything that people want to talk about, and to give them healing in any life situation they may find themselves in. So yeah, Reiki is a beautiful thing. It's a universal force energy, an energy of love. So you can't really go wrong if you try Reiki, and the good energy it will give you.
Perfect. Like I said, though, just the perfect time for the holidays too. Try something new. Send your loved ones some energy healing.
Yeah, why not?
So what did you have in store for us today, darling?
I wanted to talk a little bit about Reiki with spirituality and religion, how it pertains to these things, about Reiki and trying to convert it into like a mainstream kind of thing, put it into even like legalize it and stuff. And I mean, if we have the time, then we can also talk about how Reiki can help souls who have passed find the light if they aren't able to find it. So lots to talk about if we have the time.
Absolutely, we do. You have the platform. Go ahead. By the way, I don't have specific notes on this today. Did you send them and I didn't get them? I should have asked before.
I did, but it's no big deal. I can just chat.
I'm sorry.
We can have it. No worries. No worries.
Go ahead,
no
hon.
worries. So I'm frequently asked about Reiki. Is Reiki a religion? Is Reiki, something that interferes with my religion? If I'm very religious in a certain way, to whatever religion you happen to belong to, not at all. Reiki is a spiritual path. So it's something that you would do for your spiritual development. And it's amazing in these days because we're actually going through a spiritual drought as human beings, because people are not working on themselves. They're just concerned with the external, right? This is the times that we live in. So Reiki is a beautiful way to really look within and really look into your spiritual side and kind of reconnect with that. And I tell people who may be, very into their religion that it doesn't interfere with your religion in any way, shape, or form, because it has nothing. There are no rituals. There's nothing that you have to worship or anything that you have to do. It's just simply an exchange of beautiful energy. So the practitioner gives the energy, the recipient receives it, and it's just a beautiful thing, and you're helping people at the same time. So I would say it's very much in line with religions that tell you be nice to your neighbor, do good things for people, be a good person, and you reap the rewards, right? That's what most religions tell us. So it works for that. So I always have these questions from people who are maybe a little bit more on the religious side, and they're worried because they don't want to contravene their laws or their the things that they've been taught, and it doesn't in any way, shape, or form. And I'm sure that if you read more about Reiki and look into it and study more about it, you'll find that it really has nothing to do with religion, and that you can safely use it with your own. And it's a spiritual path. So it's so nice to look inside yourself, like I said. And as a Reiki practitioner, I would hope that most Reiki practitioners, and especially the master teachers, would have already worked on their own inner demons. I mean, we all have them. We all have issues, that never really goes away. It's always a work in progress. But we try our best to be on a good kind of emotional level, so we can deal with other people as well. So it's a spiritual path. It's a lot of you have to work a lot on yourself. You have to kind of dig deep into yourself a lot, and that's the most painful thing. I think it's very hard to do that, because you really have to dig deep and, kind of peel off the scabs that you've put over your painful parts and deal with that and talk about it. And yeah, it's not easy. And I understand that a lot of people find it hard to start on that path. But I honestly think it leaves you a much happier person. So if you do want to go down that path, start it. And, maybe your friendly neighborhood Reiki practitioner can help you along the way too.
Got it. Well, it's funny. There
So,
was a news study out today. I'm not sure where, who, and I barely caught it on the news today
mhm,
about religion and about how I got to Google it for you. You could Google it later too, but it's about how now there's not as many people believing in a certain religion. It used to be very structured,
right,
very this, and now that it's just dispersed with all different types of religions, and
right.
the people are believing in like different things, and I think becoming more open and aware to. I think we're all one. Doesn't matter if you're practicing A, B, C, or D. That's my
For
opinion.
sure.
But
For
we're all going to
sure.
the same place. We're all so whatever you want to call it, or so But I feel like people are becoming more is the word hip to the
Yeah.
concept of, yeah, maybe we all are going the same. Maybe it's all the same, but why are we teaching different things and learning different things? We should just all be one. but
Yeah. Yeah. That's
but
what I mean about focusing on your inner self, on your
yes.
spirituality, and,
Mm-hmm.
focusing on that, working on yourself, because you can take yourself really far with that. And honestly, I think that once you find your inner peace, I mean, I know that's very like cliche, oh, my inner peace, but it really does make a difference. Once you
Yeah.
feel at peace with yourself, kind of everything else in your life unfolds really nicely. So
No,
yeah,
absolutely.
that's so I agree with you though. Everybody's one. We're all from the same place. We're all going back to the same place. So we shouldn't have too many hangups, but everybody's going to believe what they want to believe. And
Yeah.
there you have it.
Now you
You
also
just
mentioned
go
I
with
got
it.
here Reiki and mainstream regulation. What is that about?
Yeah. Well, because Reiki to me is a very personal thing. So I was reading an article, I think it was yesterday, about how they're trying to legalize Reiki in Massachusetts, for example.
Oh.
So you can Google this. Yeah. So, but the thing is, it's kind of hard to do that because every Reiki practitioner is different and each one rolls in a different way. So I don't know. I mean, I think that it's very good to set guidelines for sure, because you have a lot of crazy people out there the same way you would in any other profession, sadly. And I heard a really sad story. Some people called me and they said, we were like defrauded by people pretending to be Reiki masters, and they took like thousands of dollars off us, saying that they would change our lives. Nothing happened. They didn't do anything. They took the money and ran. And that makes me really sad, because that really gives the real Reiki practitioners such a bad name.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to see that kind of fall under stricter guidelines for sure. But I'm kind of, scared about it being kind of like, yeah, like Reiki is only hands-on. It's only you do this. It's only you do that. And if you don't do what the law says you should do as a Reiki practitioner, then you're kind of not doing it right. That's what I'm kind of worried about, but so yeah, it's kind of a sticky topic, and I know that they're having this like big debate about it
Yeah, explain.
in
Tell me what's
Massachusetts.
going on. So Massachusetts, they want to
Yeah,
put
well,
the
they
laws,
want
like
to
put it
they
into
want to
like,
legalize it so that basically people can't be taken advantage of, right? Which
got it.
I totally understand, and I think that's really important. But that goes back to me saying every single time, watch, like really do your research well, watch yourself, look at who you're giving the money to, the Reiki practitioner. What kind of experience do they have? What are they telling you?
Mm-hmm.
Where did they train? Because I also spoke to a girl the other day. I bumped into her and she said, oh, I'm studying Reiki. And I said, oh, that's fantastic. And where? And she said, online. I said, but how can you study Reiki online? Because you have to be taught how to do the healing. You have to be given symbols. You have to, there's a whole process, right? And she said, yeah, she's like, I do it online. I do it for like, I do a course for like 24 hours and I'm a Reiki practitioner. And I said, well, I mean, that's great. Maybe
Yeah.
it works. Just to me, that sounds iffy. So I told her, I said, I would research if I were you a little bit more, look into it, see what the person is offering you, because that doesn't sound right to me, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
as somebody who spent many years going through the levels and really working hard and under the guidance of a Reiki master and teacher. And you have to do certain hours, you have to do, there's a lot
Yeah.
that you have to do. So it's a position of responsibility. People come to you because they want help, because they're in pain, because they're upset about things. So I just feel sad about Reiki being kind of given a bad name by certain people out there, because
Mm-hmm.
it gives people the fuel to say, yeah, Reiki's stupid and Reiki's dumb, and people are, and it's all a big scam. And I've read a lot of articles about how Reiki is a scam because people have
People who,
encountered,
but in every business, everywhere, there's always scammers. And unfortunately, they make it harder for
yeah,
the people who do the work, who come, show
exactly.
up and are doing the right thing in their craft, in their field, whatever it is. But you're right. I have heard stories like that. And it's a shame because it really tarnishes those like yourself who are well respected, well trained, well educated. And oh, wow. So I understand legalizing, but then trying to make everyone fit into a cookie cutter
Yeah,
shape of what they should be doing, how they should be. How
exactly.
could someone
You can't
decide? You
really do that
can't.
with Reiki because there's so many types of Reiki practitioners.
Mm-hmm.
Some who are just hands-on healers, some who are psychic, some who are clairvoyant, some who are, it takes on so many forms. So, I mean, I was going to talk today as well about like using Reiki to help people find the light after they've passed on. That's another like Reiki thing that only some practitioners can do.
Oh,
So that is something that it's kind of, you can't really fit it in a box. So I understand the need for where legalizing Reiki and maybe spiritual work comes from, but I'm kind of scared about like it putting people into too much of a
yeah.
box, like the practitioners,
Yeah.
because I don't really see that you can limit it and put it into a box.
And can you tell me, find the light? Could you expand on that a second? What you were just saying?
Sure. So, well, I'm one of those. I'm one of those.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to talk about it. So, it's when you're sending Reiki, you're emitting this beautiful energy, and sometimes you will find that souls will come to you who are not able to find the light because
Wow.
they feel the energy. So, I was in a hospital once. I think this was about 15 years ago. I was giving healing to an older man who was passing away. He was on his way out, and all of a sudden there was like a curtain between him and the next bed. And then all of a sudden I hear like somebody tell
Wow.
me, but I'm like, could you help me please? And I said, what do you mean, like what's wrong? And they said, well, we don't know what to do. I don't know what to do because I've just been lying here for weeks and I don't know where to go, but I don't want to be here anymore. And I said, who are you? And he said, I'm the guy next door. And I said, oh, I said, oh my God. I said, well, what do you want? I said, I can't do anything unless you give me permission. What is it that you want? He said, I just want to move on. I don't want to be here anymore. And I said, well, I'll send you some Reiki. I will help you and we'll find the light together. So I did that, and we finally got the light. We found where the portal was for him, and he crossed over. And actually, I did hear he passed away within the next couple of hours. So he did actually find the light and move on. So this is just a small example of how diverse Reiki can be, right? And the ways that you can use Reiki energy. So even souls that are lost and need to move
But
on
can,
and
can you
find the
explain
light.
it? So how did you hear him? How did this, you're just
Well, it's all, I mean, it's all,
like,
again, like I said, a lot of people will hear this and they'll be like, oh my God, like this girl, she's away with the fairies, she's crazy.
she's
But
not, but you
I
were
mean,
just
it's,
sitting there like, like, how does it feel? And you actually hear a
yeah,
voice, or you just can
yes,
just,
yeah, he spoke to me, he contacted me, he spoke to me the way you speak to me. And he told me, he said, I'm lost. He said, I'm really lost
oh,
and I need help. He said, and I feel that you will be able to help me. He said, please, if you can help me, help me. And I said, of course I can. I said, I have your permission. Always ask for permission, even for a soul that's already on the other side.
now
I
did you
said,
make any contact with his family or anything, or no? Like,
I did not. I did
okay.
not, because you don't know how that's
No,
going to
no,
be
of course.
received. You don't
True.
know how, so, but I helped him over. I helped him to find the light, and he went to it very happily, very gladly. He didn't want to be there anymore. So, yeah, so I've had quite a few instances where this has happened to me, where I've been contacted by souls who are kind of stuck in between and they really want to move on. And I guess it's the energy, the Reiki energy. You start sending it out and they're attracted to it. It's like almost like it's a
Magnet,
living entity or
like
something. Yeah, like a magnet. They come towards it and they're like, oh wow, what is this? This looks like something that can help
can
us to
help
actually
me.
get out of here. Yeah.
Wow.
And
Now,
yeah,
have you ever been with someone while they passed? Like, were you ever
I
brought
have. I
upon to
have.
help in that,
Yes.
in the end of life situation? Just curious, what usually happens? Can you explain it from your point of view? I'm a believer, and I lost my mom 4.5 years ago to lung
Hmm.
cancer. I was with her, holding her hand when she passed. I don't see it, I don't feel it, I don't know it, but like, what's happening? Could you explain it through your
Well, I
perception of?
mean, the soul, the soul, the passing of the soul is basically just it's kind of like going from one room into another. It's
Yeah,
literally that. It's kind of opening a door, walking through, and going in, right? And
yeah,
it's a beautiful light. I've seen the light. I'm
yeah.
not. I haven't had a near death experience, so I've never experienced it myself, like walking towards the light. But I've seen the light because
Mm-hmm.
I've guided people towards it. So it's literally that. And I've just seen loved ones gathered waiting for the soul to cross over with
Oh,
open
it's
arms,
beautiful.
you know,
I'm gonna cry.
grandparents. Yeah,
It's
even
beautiful.
pets, the pets will be waiting there, like dogs with tails wagging, and everybody is so happy and glad. Oh no, I
No,
didn't
it's a
mean to make
good
you
thing.
cry.
No, it's beautiful. I am
It is a
beautiful.
beautiful thing. I mean, having seen it, I can honestly say it's a beautiful thing. I hope that that's everyone's experience crossing
Yeah.
over. I can't say because obviously I can't speak for everybody, but from what I've seen, it's a beautiful thing. You're received beautifully with people who love you,
Mm-hmm.
who are waiting for you, and they take you over to the other side.
It's
So
amazing.
death is not the end. Death is not the end. It's definitely not the end. It's only just a different. It's moving into a different reality, you
Got
know.
it.
And what happens after that, we don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen anything beyond death and beyond the light, right? So who knows? But I'm assuming it's a beautiful thing because getting going there is a beautiful thing.
Now, can you also make contact with those that have been deceased? Has that
If
happened
they
to you?
want
You
to, if they want
okay.
to, if they want to, some people want to, some people, like no matter what, they just don't want to. They're just like, we're done with humans. We're done with the world and human condition. We just don't want to hear anything about it. Some people do. I recently had a lady who came over. Her mom had passed away and she really, really missed her. And I was able to contact her mom, and I was able to speak to her and give her a message from her mom, and that was beautiful. But I think that after that, her mom probably moved on and didn't want to be contacted anymore because I think that she gave the message, she gave her the reassurance that she was waiting for. And after that, I think that probably it would be harder to contact her. It's not like on tap. It's not like, oh,
Yeah.
I want to contact so and so and they're just going to be available. I really think it also depends on where they are in the spiritual realm, and
Mm-hmm.
whether you can reach them or not. So yeah, so it's I mean, to me, that's a beautiful thing. It's very satisfying to be able to help people to move on because it's tough. It's very, very tough to be kind of stuck in limbo. I think
Yeah.
some religions could probably call it purgatory or whatever.
Purgatory. Yes,
You're
correct.
kind of stuck in this like nothingness almost. It's like a void, and it happens a lot to people in comas. So I frequently send healing to just anybody. I'm like, if anybody's in a coma and they're out there and they're lost and they don't know how to reach the light, I'm sending you energy. Please, find your way. So yeah, it's so nice when you can help them on their way because they really are lost. They really are lost, and
Have
it's not nice to be in that position.
personally, if you don't mind me asking, have you ever
Sure.
been lost? What brought you into this? Not everybody knows you. What brought you into this to help so many
Oh,
people? Were
sure. I
you
mean,
ever
of
in a place
course.
of despair, of
Yeah, of
angst, of
course.
anxiety, of
Yes.
you needed someone like yourself? Could you explain
I
that?
I did. I did. In my early 20s, I went through a horrible time in my life. And it was black and depressing, and I thought there was no point in going on and no point in living. I really did. And I finally met my Reiki master, who just, she showed me, the beauty of Reiki, the beauty of life, and things just started to come alive again. And after that, everything changed. And that's why I always say, things can change. Don't, nothing stays the same. Don't feel that because your situation now is really bad, really dire, really horrible, or you're
Hmm.
exposed to violence, or anything, like, don't worry, it does pass. But you have to work on it. You have to be smart. You have to take the steps, obviously the normal steps that you would have to take if you were in a bad relationship or whatever. And then after that, you can also seek spiritual help. So yeah, I mean, there's always so much you can do to help yourself, and Reiki is a great way to do it. I believe. I mean, for me, it's been my experience. I love it.
Yeah.
It really helped me. It's helped me to help so many people. So that's something that I celebrate every day. So
Beautiful.
that's,
I love
yeah.
your energy. And I'm not even in your
Yeah.
field to read energy or pick up on energy, but you got great energy. Wow. Okay.
Thank
So,
you.
and this clearly works all, the way we're doing it now over Zoom, over a phone call, face to face. Is there any
Yeah.
preference? It works the same?
The same. It works the same. You can do it hands on, you can do it from a distance. Reiki is amazing. It's perfect for COVID
Tell,
because you
tell
don't,
me, give me some
yeah, you
examples.
don't even, well, you don't have to even be in the same, space or place or anything as the person, and you can still send the energy and they'll feel it. And it's amazing. So I've been able to help people and work throughout the pandemic without any issues, because all it takes is just this, like a Zoom call. Somebody can call me up and be like, you know what, I'm going through this, that, and the other. Be like, okay, I'll try and help you as much as I can. I'll send you the energy, and it works. But as I've said before as well, it has to be a willing recipient. It has to be somebody who is happy to receive the energy, in the right frame of mind to receive the energy. Sometimes, honestly, it's like you're in a desert and you're trying to water the sand. It's like
Yeah.
nothing green is gonna come up. Just, they're not ready, right? Nothing was planted there. So
Wow. Well,
it just depends.
I love
Yeah.
hearing your stories and experiences. It makes it that much more like, wow, like this is the work. Could you share some other, experiences of the people you've helped and the things that have happened? I mean, it's seeing is believing, hearing is no. It's like, it's impactful. It's inspired. Like you just told me the story about the man you helped pass. I mean, it's real. Could you share any recent experiences that
Yeah.
maybe we haven't talked about? I mean, we may
Yeah,
have
I
talked about
mean,
them, but no one else would know. But
yeah,
because some
yeah.
new listeners, but really, it's fascinating to me. Is I really want to know.
I mean, I think I told you a few weeks ago about a lady who came to me, and she was pregnant, and she said that she wasn't doing very well, and this, that, and the other. And I said, well, you have to get to hospital. So she went to hospital, and they told her that if she hadn't come at that time, she would have died, and so would the baby, because she was severely dehydrated. Then she came back to me, and she said, well, I want to know if you have a suggestion for a name for my baby. I think I told you this
Yeah,
story.
you did. Yeah.
And I told her, well, the name that's coming to me is just Pia. That's the only name that occurs to me.
Right. Yeah.
And she was like, I don't know. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, you asked me, you do what you want with the information. She, during her delivery, when she was having her daughter, there were severe complications. The baby was going to die. And then a nurse walked into the room and she told her, I'm Pia. And she said, I'm going to help you. And she saved the baby's life.
Wow.
So I, like, when she asked me for a name for her baby, I didn't know why I said that name. I had no idea.
It's
Like, it's
not a
not like,
common name. Yeah.
no. And it's not like I was sitting there and thinking, oh yeah, it's going to be a nurse who's going to, I had no clue. Like, it was nothing like that. It was just, the name came to me. I'm like, that's the name that's coming to me. It has something to do with your daughter when she's born. I don't know what it is. So, that's all I can tell
Now, when
you.
she
And that's
called you
how
to
it
tell
worked
you
out.
this, I mean, was she like just over the moon? Like, how did she
she
react?
couldn't she couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it. She said, I just can't believe that just happened. She's like, I can't believe that just happened. It was very shocking because I mean, it was, I like I said, I don't know how things work out sometimes, but I always told her, your baby's going to be fine, because I can see her as a, like a 7-year-old, an 8-year-old with cute pigtails, and she's going to be fine. I know she's going to be fine, and despite everything, she's going to be fine. So she had that comfort, and then the
Yeah.
Pia came in to help her, and so there you have it.
So Reiki could be helpful to those that are expecting,
Oh,
correct?
it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tell
It can be
me.
very helpful for people who are expecting. It can help you through a difficult pregnancy. It can help you through fertility treatment. I'm not saying that Reiki is going to,
Cure
do
you,
the work
fix
for you,
you,
or yeah,
or
yeah. But
make you
when you're
but
going through all those hormones and the fertility treatment and the injections and everything, Reiki can really, really help. So I've worked with a lot of people with that. I've worked with a lot of pregnant women. I work a lot with children. I work a lot with babies. And pets. I think I've said I really enjoy. I enjoy the innocent souls. I
wow.
love them.
And then also, just for new listeners out there, you also do the house clearings. How do I describe them?
Yes.
House
Hmm.
blessings.
Yes.
You go to a place, whether it's a new home, old home, a home that has COVID, and you clear out the energy, right? Because what happens sometimes, and the truth is, houses are on the market and they're not
Yeah.
selling, and someone like
Yeah.
you comes in and bam.
Yeah. And I mean, energy can get stuck. Energy can get stuck in a house, especially if something unpleasant has happened there. So it's very simple to clear out the energy. It's very simple to kind of, clean out the space and make it really nice. So yeah, a lot of people do call me, and they're like, or like, we feel something, or there's like some weird energy, or every time I pass this room I feel something weird. So yeah, you can definitely deal with that
And what type of
through
animals
house
can,
cleansing.
and what about what animals can benefit from
Any
Reiki?
animal, any animal. I have dogs, I have cats, and I'm telling you, my cat loves Reiki. Like, he's hilarious. Whenever I start giving Reiki or doing any kind of energy work, he literally comes and sits on top of me and just starts purring. Like, it's hilarious. And
Wow.
he loves Reiki. Cats are very sensitive to Reiki. And I give my dogs Reiki all the time as well. They love it.
And you
They just
mentioned
kind of like
children.
relax.
That's one thing we never really talk much about, but children in particular,
Children, yeah.
do they have to, because attention span of a child is not always the best. Do you need to talk to them, or do you talk to their parent about what their needs are and you're able to send it? Or do you
Oh,
have to get permission
obviously, I
from
would
them?
speak to their parents,
Yes.
because I would need the permission from their parents, and it would be their parents seeking the treatment. So, but there's been lots of times where, a child is not doing so well. A kid, maybe they have some, behavioral issues, or something that's not going right for them. So what I find is that, more than the Reiki healing the root problem, when I send the Reiki, it makes them talk. So I'll send the Reiki and I'll send all the good energy, and then woof, bam, it's like a flower opening. They'll suddenly like open up, and they'll be able to talk about what's bothering them in a much more constructive way. So they'll be able to tell their parents, like, this is what's bothering me.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe previously they weren't able to
Yeah.
say it. So it gives them that kind of boost of confidence, I would say,
Yeah.
maybe, because they feel supported on some spiritual level. Maybe, they can sense it. So yeah, I would say, more than it kind of like, yeah, I'm sending the Reiki because it's gonna like cure them or heal them. It's more like it actually helps them to deal with what they're going through.
Good. Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much. So, Tima, would you
Yeah.
mind just letting us know how we can reach out to you for more information, how we can get
Sure.
some energy healing, or maybe send
Yeah.
some to our family or friends' way, especially for the holidays?
Sure. Yeah. It's timadajani.com, and I can be reached there. I have a half-hour free session for whoever wants to contact me and reach out to me. And it's always a pleasure to speak to anybody about anything, really. So yeah, feel free to reach out.
Great. Thank you so much. Will we be in touch again before the holidays?
I don't think so. No,
Is
not
this our
before the
last
holiday.
time? Okay. Well,
Yes.
oh my gosh. So great to be with you all this time. Glad I asked you. I
It
felt
has
was
been.
the energy I picked up on. Really, really happy holidays to you and your family,
Thank
and
you.
pleasure getting
You
to know you, and
too.
best of luck with your craft and what you do. And I will reach out
Thank
one
you.
day when I'm
Likewise.
ready, because maybe I need some healing. We all do, right?
I'd love to. I'd love to speak to you
Thank
again. That would be
you. Thank
wonderful.
you
Take
so
care of
much.
yourself.
You have a great day, and to all of our
Thanks.
listeners,
You
the
too.
same. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.